Okay, so like one of the things I wanted to talk about is I've like keep seeing videos of people saying why like Tarkov's gonna die out and like why it loses some longer term players and things like that. And I mean, I can see why and how because I mean, it really does. You lose people like halfway through a wipe, you know, when everybody's got some shit and stuff like that. But like some of the ways like addressing it were like reduce stash size so people didn't have shit. And I personally like hoarding things because I don't know. I'm just a dragon at heart, I guess. I don't fucking know. But not like on a real note though, I don't think doing anything like lowering stash size would actually fix people stopping playing the game like mid to late wipe because it's not what the issue is like they're saying that the life and death deal when you get later in wipe it gets less like intense and stuff like that, but there's not enough to do late wipe that like if you're a long time player of Tarkov, like you've been playing this game, you know all the maps, you've killed, you know, you've ran everything, you've killed the bosses, you've done shit. Uh and you see these people doing like the 0 to hero challenge and shit like that. It gives people something to do, challenging, not, you know, like restarting their accounts and shit like that. There's no need to have to do that in a game. I feel like you should have enough to keep you busy throughout, you know, the wipe. And I guess you could say, yeah, some of the later quests that get obnoxious and stuff like that. But people like that's a lot. That's just something obnoxious to do, and there's not like a actual really hardcore reason to play later in the wipe when you have a bunch of shit. And the reason for wanting to lower the stash size is so that you still had to maintenance, you know, your stash. You still had to keep up with shit and other things like that. But really, there just needs to be something added throughout to keep it interesting enough to play. Because if you're a long time player, unlike me, you know the maps, you've done everything. Like I've said, you've done all this shit. You know what you're going to be doing when a wipe resets, and that's the only time you play because that's, you know, it gives you meaning. It gives you something to fucking do, and that it shouldn't be that way, really. You got to add some shit into the game that, you know, they don't know. They got to have a reason to play. And then you got to add something so substantial that it keeps them busy. Like if you were to add like about halfway through the wipe, like add a new map and then add bosses like on that map and like make it some super complicated map during mid wipe, people would have a reason, you know, to play because there's something massively new in the game. And if it was like a really hardcore map, like a bunch of like fucking shit you had to turn on like in labs, like yeah, you got to turn shit on in labs, if there was shit like that, then it would be something to do, it'd be something to figure out, it'd be something new to everybody, and it would give them, they would have to play it for a while to understand the map, and that would be something that would keep people in the game. They've got to add content, not removing content, like lowering your fucking stash or anything like that. You don't want to reduce the content, and just adding a new ammo type and adding, you know, little small things, that's not gonna get people fucking back into playing the game. You got to add some really hardcore shit that's gonna get everybody engaged into figuring out something new. Did bro die to the scavs? Oh, what the fuck? Yeah, he was using a pistol. He died to the scavs. Poor dude. Oh my god. Dude, they're playing so far back. Dude. There's one more, I think. There's two more. Gosh, dude. Okay. Let's see what we got here. We got the old Rashala and his 8 million guards. Okay.